So Universal Pictures has released some pretty wild films over the past year, from Beast to Violent Night to Megan, and in honor of Renfield coming out this weekend, I thought I would take a look at their previous film, Cocaine Bear, which came out back in February. Now, not only was this film pretty successful at the box office, it's one of my favorite movies of the year so far, which, granted, I don't really know if that's saying all that much because 2023 hasn't been a great year for film, at least not as good as 2022, but still, I really enjoyed this movie, and I want to share my thoughts on it with y'all today. Now, you can't have Cocaine Bear without cocaine, but you also can't have it without the titular bear, and the animal is easily the best part of the entire film. Going into this movie, you basically just want to see a bear on cocaine killing people, basically the title of this movie, and that is exactly what this film delivers and more. But everything involving the bear is fantastic. For one, I think the CGI is really solid. I would have liked to see a use of practical effects mixed into the film, but I understand the simplicity of just using CGI. That way there isn't a noticeable difference between a practical effect and something that is completely computer generated. But I thought it looked great. It blended in with the environment very well. And the kill sequences, oh my god, they are fantastic. There is a great mix of gore and comedy with these kills, but not in a way where one overshadows the other. In fact, the comedy comes from how excessive it is with the blood, with people's limbs getting ripped off. It's just complete insanity. That ambulance sequence is like one of the greatest things I've ever seen. That was just fantastic, and one of the most shocking things I've seen in a horror movie in a very long time. The cast here is also one of the best aspects of the film. I feel like everyone just perfectly understood the tone of this movie. This is just a straight up B movie, and I thought that all the performances just did a fantastic job capturing the spirit of those movies, but not in a way that feels outdated. There are a ton of different storylines in this movie. At times, it could feel like a straight up Coen Brothers movie because you have all these wild characters bunched together into this national park, and there's also a bear on cocaine killing people. But easily the best storyline is the one with the drug dealers. There's not a specific one that necessarily brings the film down, but I felt like this one just perfectly exemplifies everything that's great about this film. The comedic dialogue between these characters is just hilarious, but also there is a lot of heart between these two, and I thought the chemistry was really well done, and I just liked seeing these characters interact on screen, and I also really liked how the storylines sort of tied into each other, although at the end of the film, with everything coming together, it can feel a little bit rushed, but at the same time, you don't really go into this movie expecting to see some, you know, Oscar-worthy piece of cinema. It's a movie called Cocaine Bear. It is a B movie. It's insane, filled with blood, gore, drugs, essentially everything that is not in the Academy films. But still, it is fantastic. Obviously, it is not for everyone. For some, it may be a little too much. It might be a little bit too goofy. But for me, it was just the perfect blend of horror, comedy, and just filmmaking. There was a ton of heart clearly put into this film, and while it certainly isn't the best, it's just such a good time that I can't really complain about too much. The cinematography is also one aspect I feel like is being slightly overlooked with this film. While it certainly isn't anything groundbreaking, it's clear a ton of precision was put into the way that this was shot, and the camera work just perfectly matches what is going on in every single scene, not only with the comedic sequences. Obviously, you know, the camera plays a huge part in telling a joke in a comedy, and here that is most certainly the case. But with the scenes of the bear killing people, not only are those moments hilarious, there are also certain sequences of the bear just massacring people that are horrifying, and I thought the camera did an excellent job conveying that. There's one certain sequence where you see blood dripping down, and it's not something that I've necessarily seen before, and I thought it was just a really clever way of going about shooting a sequence like that. Cocaine Bear certainly doesn't overstay its welcome. It's only about 90 minutes long, and that is just the perfect length for this movie. It moves at a really nice, tight runtime that there's really no baggage associated with the film. It just keeps on going. You're constantly entertained. Obviously, like I said, it's not going to be for everyone. But me personally, I love the film. If you're a fan of Universal's previous work, especially something within the tone of Violent Night, for instance, you're going to really enjoy this. I feel like they've been knocking it out of the park recently with these horror comedies, and I'm very excited for Renfield. Definitely expect to see a review on that. And guys, as of right now, I'm going to give Cocaine Bear a 4.5 out of 5. If you have seen the film, definitely make sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Also, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. It is greatly appreciated, and I'll be back very soon with some brand new content. This is Chase signing off. Peace out.